11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Happy hour, Brilliant Lash Pro, 20% off or 30% off if you come in person in store. Happy hour, everyone send. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Behind the Brilliance. I'm Ashton.
And I'm Danielle. And today we're talking about the client conversation nobody teaches you. I like this because I feel like I've developed my own way of talking to and dealing with clients, but I'd love to hear about your experience as well. So let's just start with what was actually covered in your training versus the consultation skills that you had to figure out yourself and what it cost you before you figured it out.
Like my original training, like when I very first, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll say why, because your second training was great with the Ultimate Lash course, but still.
Yeah, I was like feeling for my first training, I don't really honestly remember much. I don't really know if we went over client consultation. Like I know that we talked about like how to figure out what your client wants and like that kind of thing, but like not like in depth. I feel like I remember, I don't know, I could be so off right now, but this was a while ago. But I feel like I remember her saying to like have them show you a picture and like kind of talk about it that way, which I mean I still definitely do, but to a different extent. But then when I trained with the Ultimate Lash course, I was taught like how to deal with difficult client situations and like a more in-depth consultation. So I feel like a lot of people, I think in the beginning of my lashing journey, I was just having them show me a picture of what they wanted and then just trying to completely copy that. But now it's like, show me a picture of what you want and let me like tell me exactly what it is you do and don't like about that picture. And I kind of go based off of that and their eye shape and like their own anatomy because it's important to let your clients know that if they come in with an inspo picture, their lashes are not going to look like that inspo photo because anatomy is different. Everybody lashes differently. The picture could have 1,010,000 lashes while they have 4. Like, there's a lot of things that go into it.
And kind of preventing unrealistic expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like it's hard to remember sometimes, like, what your training covers, but I just feel like, you know, you've developed your consultation skills as time has gone on. Yes. I think one of my biggest methodologies in performing a lash appointment is doing the most that you possibly can to prevent, like, negative things from happening later. So preventing unrealistic expectations, like letting your clients know what's involved. And a lot of that even happens in our consultation forum so that they're literally having to read and agree to a lot of things. But yeah, that was great. Um, the gap between what a client says they want and what they actually mean when they say natural, full, like the photo, and then how you learned to decode it.
Okay, so I feel like that kind of like is like a deeper dive into what I was saying. I always have them show me an inspo photo, always, because they can sit here and tell me like, oh, like I want natural wispy cat eye, but in reality, these clients don't know lash terminology, so they could be telling me that, and then they could show me a picture of something completely different. So I always have them show me a photo. And in the photo, I go through everything that they like in the picture. I say, do you like the shape of it? Do you like the length? Do you like how full it is? Do you like how dark the lash line is? And we kind of decode it from there. And we can even go into more photos and just have like a very thorough conversation so that I can get a good idea of what they like and what they don't like.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the target, whatever, that clients and lash artists use terminology differently. And that's something I've always said is like someone's natural is someone else's dramatic. And so how you can even use these words to describe what you want. And it's funny in the beginning of my lashing journey, I would almost refuse a photo because I thought that like it was too much of a, like a let's I liked to approach it in a way of let's build your formula after like through a couple of appointments,
Yeah.
which is let's try, like, explain to me in words, like, what you think you want, and I also reference it too with what mascara look do you go with on a daily basis? Because that helps give me too, like, an idea. Like, some people are like, oh, I just put a little back. Some people don't wear mascara at all, and then some people have like a tubing layer, and then like like, so then okay, if someone's going out of their way, they want it really thick or they want it really full. So kind of using their own like description. But I do agree nowadays, especially with so much variety and like styling that has come out, I do like to see a picture. And you're right, like, explain to me what you like in this picture. Is it the fullness? Is it the length? Because people bring pictures, and I mean, even now, like, I mean, now there's AI. So it's like some of the pictures aren't even real, or sometimes they're actually strip lashes, or like,
Yeah.
they're not even extensions. So using a photo and then really just decoding it
Mhm.
by asking those questions is a good idea. Okay.
Hey guys, it is 11 a.m. on the Wednesday, therefore it is happy hour. 20% off sideway.
How long is the happy hour? Jesus.
11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Happy hour, Brilliant Lash Pro, 20% off or 30% off if you come in person in store. Happy hour, everyone, Sunny 53, Garnet Avenue,
Sweet A.
Suite A, San Diego, California. I don't know the zip code.
921.
92109.
Okay, back to consultations. Client whose natural lashes are too damaged for what they're asking for. Do you do a modified version, refer them out, or turn it away completely?
Honestly, I've never had anybody coming with damaged lashes to the point where I'm like, I cannot lash these.
Exactly. I've never actually turned a client away. However, in the instance that we have a client that comes in from another location, their lashes weren't done properly, or there's breakage, we call it lash rehab. We say, okay, look, like, there's some breakage here. You do have lashes still. I've never seen someone come in completely bald. So I'm going to do what I can with what you have. And then over the next 3 months, your natural lashes are going to kind of like replace themselves. And then we can achieve a look that isn't with your damaged lashes, essentially.
Yeah.
So, but I'd never turned anyone away either, actually. Um, how about client transfers, or what we call foreign fills? Someone coming to you from another artist, and why that consultation is completely different than a new client.
And so let's say that the situation is they come in from a different salon and their lashes are done perfectly. It is a different consultation because they already have lashes on their eyes. They know what they like and what they don't like. So it's more so the conversation of do you like what you have going on your eyes? Is there anything you want to change? And if they're like, no, I love them exactly how they are, then I always preface them with saying, okay, they might look a smidge different just because I don't lash the same way as your lash artist does, but I'm going to do my best to match what you have going on here. And then copy what they have already on their eyes. If they're like, no, I absolutely hate these, then that's when you go into like, okay, what do you not like about them? Do you like the length? Do you like the fullness? Do you like the shape? And then you kind of decode it yet again, but with what they already have on their eyes and kind of help them figure out what you think will look best on their eye shape. Another thing, if they come in and you look at their lashes and they are completely stuck together, they're not isolated, the lashes are ratchet AF, and that's when you have to let them know, okay, so I'm actually gonna have to remove all of your lashes and then we're gonna have to start fresh. So then do a brand new consultation like it is a new client coming in, but also kind of they have experience with having lashes. So then that's when you'll kind of be like, okay, I'm taking them all off. We're gonna do a new consultation, but what did you like and what did you not like about the lashes you just had on?
Yeah, yeah. And I just think from like an operational standpoint, we have on our service menu, we call, our refresh standard is 2 weeks. I know some artists like to play with 3. I always say it's situational. I don't like to give people permission off the bat that they can get their lashes done every 3 weeks, because rarely that actually gives a, a reasonable look long term. Plus, I kind of basically charge by the hour in a way where it's like, I have an hour. If it's only been 2 weeks, then I only need an hour with you. But if you've gone past 3 weeks, or if you're coming from another location, we call it a foreign fill or a refresh plus, then we schedule out an hour and a half. But the issue with that is, I would say more often than not, someone might need a full set. So, depending on how busy you are in your schedule, like, if you do have a foreign fill, wouldn't hurt to like, give yourself 2 hours just in case. And you're right. I think asking the proper questions before they even come in, like, are you happy with them? Are you at least 50% full? And can you brush through them without getting stuck? Because some people don't even understand. how full they should be at a refresh. That like if they get stuck in their lashes, that's a little indicator for us that there's stickies in there because sometimes you can't even see that from a picture. Another great tip is to like ask for a picture so you can see it yourself, even though you don't get a very clear view of like if there's stickies or not.
If you're asking for a picture, they're probably gonna send you like a yeah, no, you want them to like take a picture either from like the top view or looking up so that you can see their lash line.
Yeah, it's obviously like a weird, awkward picture. Yeah, you can reassure them, but looking up is the best so you can see. Um, but I have to say, I regret this a lot. Sometimes I want to be like kind or chill and be like, okay, like I'm gonna try to work around these if they're like, let's just say 80% there, like they came in and they're like not horrible, but and then I do it, and then I'm like, "Man, now you have, like, a weird set of lashes, like, you're not seeing my true work because I'm trying to work on someone else's work." And so I think it's really important to express that as well.
Yes, that's another thing that I always say is like I was taking on a girl's clients while she was doing like on maternity leave, and I told every single one of her clients that their lashes might look a little bit wonky for like the first two appointments because it's a mixture of two people's work. We use different products, we use different techniques, we use different everything. So it's like I can match what she has going on and what you already have on your lashes, but it's not going to look like one person's work.
Yeah, we're all artists, and
Yeah.
even when we use the same products and the same techniques, like there's still a little bit of artistry to it.
Mhm.
But I do think it's very important to set that up very clearly because I feel disappointed if I don't give somebody my full work experience. I'm like, oh, like now you're not really getting that. So then, if they in fact were to go home and be like, I'm not that happy, then it was like, it's because I didn't give you a full set. It's because I was working over this other person's work. So it's very important to kind of take those things into consideration and again situational, like if you have to do a full set and they were kind of disappointed because they didn't want to have to pay for that, like you can kind of gauge, is this person potentially a new regular for me? Should I just take a little bit of a hit and just not charge for a full set, give her a full set because that's exactly what she needs? You're actually like hooking her up, which is like a nice gesture. That's something to consider as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool. Let's see. When you realize mid-appointment that you should have said no at the consultation and what you do with that. Is that
What?
something that either I think what it's saying is like, have you ever had a client that you knew in the booking process or the consultation process that was gonna be an issue? No? Just like put my own twist on this. I think there's some occasions when like a client reaches out and it's clear they're just not gonna be a good client because of the way they talk to you about your pricing or your availability or whatever. I do think that like you do have the discernment or like you should take the opportunity to maybe like know when that's going to become a problem client later because there are people that just are really hard to please or they're always looking for a deal. Um so I don't know. I think what it's saying is like sometimes if you're getting weird energy from a client even before you see them, maybe don't see them so you're not regretting it later.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. How to tell someone that the retention problem is home care without making them feel accused. Like if a client comes in and it's like they have horrible retention. I think for me, and I know for you too, I think when someone's having a retention issue, I think you should never take the blame that it was something that you did. I think you go through a list of, are you on any supplements? Are you on any medications? Or did you change your skincare? Like, that's not accusatory. That's investigation. That's like that's putting the ball in the court of like, okay, like retention can be affected by all these things. So it's not like you're blaming them, but it's also like, do you wash your lashes every day? How often do you wash your lashes? Like, what do you put on your eyes daily? Some people use a lot of eye makeup, and so there's all these factors. It's like not their fault, but maybe they don't realize yeah.
Yeah. Low key, I have a cute story. So,
What did you do?
what did you do? Did you wash them? No.
Well, and I think it's important, like if you're just, even if you're not established, but you're confident in someone. Like, if you have clients with good retention and one client doesn't have good retention, it's obviously not you. But if all your clients don't have good retention, then it's me. So thing needs to be addressed in what you're doing.
And like some people just don't have good retention. Like I have one client, she's been coming to me for like a year and a half now. No matter what we do, her retention just never is like the best. But it's just like,
I know. It's depressing sometimes too, because it's like I have like one of my favorite clients in Monterey, and I'm like,
no, literally, mine is Lauren. She has the worst retention ever.
how many times a day does she clean her lashes?
She probably doesn't.
And you know why? Because her lash artist doesn't prioritize cleaning her lashes. No, because I was gonna say I had a client once who had horrible retention, horrible retention. She simply bumped up her cleansing from once a day to twice a day, and her retention was like magically better.
But you know what I think a lot of people don't realize? Spray tans and self tanner kill retention. Literally kill it. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like my favorite client, she's always coming in with her self tan, spray tan. She's like that kind of girly. Like multiple times a week, she's doing her self tan. No wonder your retention shit, girl. There's so many oils and like gross stuff in that.
Yeah, you're right. My girlfriend does spray tanning for a living, and lashes can't stay on her for like the life of her. It's just the worst retention, obviously, because she's literally in the spray
Mm-hmm.
all the time. That is good to know because I feel like historically in my business, I haven't made a big deal about that, but I do think that that's probably something like we should even add that to the consultation forms is like, FYI, if you're using spray tan, you will most likely have pork or retention.
Even if you're like just using like a mitt and like self tan and you put it on your face, just you I'm like I know you don't want to look crazy, but like if you're putting it like underneath your eye to like blend it with the rest of your eye, everything's gonna gravitate up to your eyelashes. So that like I do say that that is a big thing about retention. It's like if you're a spray tan body.
Good. That's a good one. I'm not sensitive. I've never had a reaction before. Okay. Have you ever had somebody just develop a reaction in the middle of their being your client, like one day?
Yes, remember Devin? Randomly one appointment had like a weird like
But it didn't stay. Did it?
no, it lasted for like a week and ever since then she's been fine.
So that wasn't really an allergic reaction because allergic reactions come and then they don't go away.
Oh, just kidding, but no.
But it rarely happens if you're using brilliant products because the products are formulated so well and so cleanly that that doesn't happen. A lot of times, if stylists are not being careful about not getting the bonds actually in contact with the skin, you can be the reason that an allergic reaction kind of comes up. And I only know this because I've seen this with other, like I've had clients go to other, like leave me, go to another location, come back with like chunked up lashes. They developed a reaction from that one appointment. And then the problem is the body has this like new awareness of the adhesive ingredients. And even though ours formulation is more sensitive, I'm also never applying it to their skin, it'll still cause a reaction. So
Yeah.
it is something that can happen. It's something I go deep into in the Ultimate Lash course about reactions because it's really important as a lash artist to understand, recognize, know what to do in those situations. This is like off the script. I am not a doctor. I literally saw this on TikTok, but it has been working for me because I have 2 clients in Monterey who have developed a reaction and will have a reaction no matter what. But what we do is we put Flonase on a little Q-tip, put it on their lash line before I start, and I put it on their lash line after I finish, and they never the reaction doesn't happen. But if we forget it, it happens. So I'm just saying, I'm not prescribing that. That I would say if you were to do that with your clients, that's you should, make sure they're doing it for their own experimental purposes, but
Do it at your own discretion. Do it at your own discretion.
but it can happen. And so let's just say you're super careful, you're positive you don't come in contact with their skin, but someone develops a reaction. It just happens. And it could be something with their body chemistry. They could be deficient in something. And again, we're not doctors, we can't just prescribe, but it can happen. And I just think everyone should know that. First set expectations versus fill expectations. 2 different conversations most artists skip.
First site, we've gone over the consultation that I have for fills. I really don't do this every single fill, but I would say like every other fill, every 2 fills, I always like make sure before they lay down that like there's nothing they want to change about their lashes.
Yeah. I always feel like it never hurt. I have clients for over 10 years, and I still go, anything you want to change? Anything you like or don't like? Because I do think there's another element of people who are really comfortable with you. They'll feel bad. Like, oh, I don't want to like make you do extra work or something like that. But it's like, no, like, what do you want? You want longer? You want shorter? Like, it doesn't matter to me. So yeah, that is a different conversation. It doesn't have to be hefty. It's just a quick check-in. Why it's good to just do a quick check-in at the beginning is that sometimes someone does have something in mind that they were gonna tell you, but because you're like besties already and you just hop in, like I've had it happen where a client will remember like at the end of the appointment, like, oh shoot, I meant to tell you. Could you do this or that? And I was like, oh, I wish I would have known that at the beginning of the appointment. So yeah, or just a quick check-in at the beginning. Okay, last thing for today, pricing pushback. What to say when someone says, that's a lot, and the version of you that used to cave versus the version that doesn't.
You know, I don't know. When these things happen to me, I text Danielle. This is all you.
If you have a problem, just message me. In fact, you know what? If you're in the Brilliant Insiders community, you can shoot me a DM there. I would love to. Honestly, if you posted something in the community so everyone else could see, that's always a really great learning experience. But yes, I love helping lash artists with communication in with their clients. There's always like a good way to go about things. And theoretically, overall, in this scenario, I like to say in a gentle way that I'm aware of my skills and my standards, and you basically get what you pay for. And that by all means, find someone who's more aligned with you, but we will be here if and when you need us in the future because that has happened too, where someone has come back around is like, I'm sorry, I wanted something cheaper and now I know I'm never leaving you. So, I mean, that's just how it goes. All right. Well, I gotta go to the airport because I'm heading to Monterey.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.